everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a super exciting video for anyone who's really wanting to get into films, movies, cinematography, anything like that for 2026. To start off the year right, I wanted to kind of do like a themed movie month that can kind of help me get into more foreign cinema, Asian cinema, and just expand my movie literacy. So this month, January, I'm going to be doing Japanuary, which is basically just a full month just really delving into Japanese films, whether they're by Japanese directors, they're filmed in Japan, have Japanese actors. I have a big list for you guys. I have a bunch of different films, very different genres, very diverse. So I'm sure there'll be something for anyone who watches this. So yeah, I've created a little slideshow. I will be looking down at my notes, but I'll give you the film and then I'll give you a wee brief. I personally have not watched any of these films. This is basically my January watch list. So you're kind of going into these films on the same terms that I am. But I'm super excited to see what I'm getting myself into and what you can put on your January watch list. Okay, so just to start off, I will be reading off my tablet, just the films, just to make sure I don't mess up any of the descriptions, but I'll have everything here to guide you along. But the first film I plan to watch in January, and on the start of this list of Japanese films, is called Audition. It's a film where 7 years after the death of this man's wife, the widower seeks advice on how to find a new wife from a colleague. Taking advantage of their position as a film company, they stage an audition, as the title says, and the rest kind of unravels from there. Paprika. When a machine that allows therapists to enter their patients' dreams is stolen, all hell breaks loose. Only a young female therapist can stop it and recover it before the damage is done. Think about all your different favorite animes combined into one film. Uzumaki. The inhabitants of a small Japanese town become increasingly obsessed with and tormented by spirals. Yes, spirals, the shape. Very creative idea. I'm so excited to read this, watch this. I think this is a horror, so any horror fans, this might be up your alley. If you're not, check trigger warnings, be careful. Tokyo Fist. A businessman runs into a childhood friend on the subway. She's working as a semi-professional boxer. The man soon begins to suspect that she might be having an affair with his fiancé. And who knows where it goes from there. Pale Flower. A gangster gets released from prison and has to cope with the recent shifts of power between the gangs while taking care of a thrill-seeking young woman who got in a bad company while gambling. So, lots to unveil there. Shadow of Fire. In the black market, a war orphan is confronted with the struggles of people living in the immediate aftermath of World War II. Such a creative idea. Nobody Knows. In a small Tokyo apartment, 12-year-old Akira must care for his younger siblings after their mother leaves them and shows no sign of returning. What will happen next? Our Little Sister. After the death of their estranged father, 3 adult sisters invite their teenaged half-sister to live with them, and you delve into their relationship with each other. After the Storm. Ryoto is an unpopular writer, but now he works as a private detective. He is divorced and he has an 11-year-old son. One day, Ryoto, his ex-wife Kyoko, and son Shingo gather at Yoshiko's apartment. A typhoon passes, and the family must stay there all night long. Tension? Ex-wife? God knows what happens next. A Snake of June. A woman is being stalked by a stranger. His stalking turns to blackmail when he sends her copies of photos of her in an embarrassing position. Now he controls her, and she has to do anything he says. Anything. Before we get into the other 10, let's have an intermission. Okay, let's get back to work. Okay, I'm back again, so let's continue with the next 10 films and round this off to 20 films altogether. License to Live. Yutaka was 14 years old when he was run over by a car and fell into a coma. Now, 10 years later, he wakes up and realizes that his family is not intact anymore. Father, mother, and sister all live in different places. Yutaka decides to reopen the pony farm that his family once ran. Tampopo. In this humorous pain to the joys of food, a pair of truck drivers stumble upon a roadside shop selling ramen noodles. The widowed owner, Tampopo, begs them to help her turn her establishment into a paragon of the art of noodle soup making. 1 Million Yen Girl. A 21-year-old is released from prison only to deal with the neighborhood gossip about her and her family's conflicts. She decides to save 1 million yen, move to where no one knows her, and keep repeating the cycle. Ice Cream Fever. 4 women of different ages work at or frequent an ice cream shop, each dealing with dreams, timidity, inexperience with love, and their personal pain, their lives intersecting at the ice cream shop. Hachiko. The tragic true story about Hachiko, an Akita dog who was loyal to his master, Professor Yuno, even after his death. Girls Encounter. Schoolgirl Mayuri is bullied mercilessly, but finds relief in an unexpected friendship with Tsumugi. Yet even as Mayuri's life turns around, there's a lingering suggestion that something is not quite right. Noriko's Dinner Table. A teenager named Noriko runs away from her family in Toyogaya to meet Kumiko, who is the leader of an internet bbshaikyo.com, a very well-known website. She becomes involved with Kumiko's family circle, which grows darker after the mass suicide of 54 high school girls. And then the last film I have on this list for Japanuary is called Color Me True, where a man called Kenji is a young, aspiring movie director. He falls in love with Princess Miyuki, who came from a black and white movie. So those are all the 20 Japanese films I have for you guys to indulge in this month of Japanuary. But these are just good for if you want to get into Japanese films. Just add them to your watch list and pick them up whenever you have time. But if you have watched any of these movies, I'd love to hear your opinions down below. And I will be doing a little review of some of these, depends how much I get through at the end of the month. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys next time.